see you.
Hi.
Hi. Good morning. I'm Mary.
Good morning. I'm Linda.
And we'll give everybody a few minutes to start. Let me get that off. We're going to be doing several things this morning. I forgot the clock. I usually wait till that clock goes off before we start talking. But anyway, the music's in the background. And I could turn that clock down, but I like to hear it. But I usually, like I said, wait till after the 10 o'clock music goes off. But I forgot to do it this morning, so I guess I'm about 2 minutes early. But we're going to be doing 2 or 3 things, but it's just small amounts of each. Y'all probably heard me talk about that I have some blueberries that I need to use. Well, they're bought. They're not fresh picked.
They're real pretty though.
Yeah, they're pretty.
Nice and big.
I just washed them, and I put them in my little one of our little iron skillet pans, individual servings. I actually probably be 2-person servings, but anyway, and you can make up your own cake batter if you want to, but this is just something quick and easy. I was just wanting to make a little dessert, so I just spread this, and this is 1/4 a cup.
How many blueberries?
A cake. Well, I had a pint of blueberries.
So it's about a half a pint.
And I used 2 pans. So this is a half a pint. I've already cooked one this morning, so I could show it to you in case it didn't get cooked. It takes about 45 minutes to cook.
It's really good.
So I put about a half a cup. This is 1/4 a cup of cake mix, but I put 2. I actually put, and then hand me a spoon out there, would you please, Linda?
Sure.
Doesn't matter. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And I just kind of spread it out. Now that was almost a half a cup. Not quite. I'm going to put some more on there on top. And then I already cut these spats of butter. You want to wipe those comments, Linda,
yeah.
please?
To the right.
Yeah. And so, and it's probably, it depends on the size of your pan, how much butter you put in it, but cover the pan in butter. So that's probably about 2 tablespoons. I just say that anyway. And then I put the rest of the half a cup, I kind of put it on top because when that butter starts melting, it gets real,
Here, this is blanket. Do you think I need to set that off for a minute?
No, it just needs to be turned back on. Just mash it back on, please.
Okay.
Just turn that, hit that, yeah, and then temperature, and then go up to 390.
Okay.
Because we're fixing to make some cheese on a stick. All right, so let's kind of pat it down in there.
I love these little individual desserts.
I do too, Linda.
And these come 2 in a set.
2 in a
right?
set. It's pepper shell.
And it's
all right, now
pre-seasoned. You want
I'm
this
going
open?
to. Now I'm gonna put it on this pan here.
Oh, you're big on chicken. I thought.
I put it on a cookie sheet just in case it bubbles over, and I put it on 350 and set the timer, Linda, for 45 minutes, please.
Okay.
And I set it for 45 minutes. I set it first for 30, and then I had to keep adding a few more minutes. So it takes about 45 minutes, and it will turn out delicious. All right, we're going to set this aside because we're through with that. And then we're going to do, I'll put the butter up. And I'm not doing a very many of these. My kids, whenever I made the corn dogs the other day, Linda, Linda's Carl reminded me. She said, "Mama, you ought to do some cheese sticks like you used to do for us."
Well,
I used to do them.
When you told me that, I thought you was talking about the kind you bake.
No.
So you're going to fry these.
Yeah. I'm going. When my kids was little, I made these for them a lot because they love cheese, and so I made them cheese sticks. But back then, I didn't buy the individuals like this. I cut it. I cut in squares.
Yeah.
But you can buy these, any cheese you want. And what I done is I just opened up the end of them. Of course, this is the same sticks that I had used last week. Not what I used last week, but some of the same package. Yeah, please help me do that.
How many are you going to fry at a time?
I think we can probably get 3 in there at a time. Your cheese, you have to freeze it. Oh, hey, let me tell them what I'm doing here. Let me move this over. I've got a half a cup of cornmeal in this, 1 cup of all-purpose flour, 1 tablespoon of sugar, 1 teaspoon of baking powders, 1/8 of teaspoon of salt, and then in liquid, you mix 1 egg, 3/4 a cup of buttermilk, and a teaspoon of olive oil. And you pour that in here and mix it together.
It's gonna be kind of a thick batter.
Yeah, you just make a batter. I'm gonna use this same. I cut the measurements down considerably, Linda, from what actually. I kind of made this recipe up. I kind of went by a recipe for corn dogs, and
kind of the same
yeah.
consistency.
And see, I'm gonna have to add a little buttermilk. See, so I put 3/4 a cup. So I'm probably gonna put. Let me measure it so y'all know what to do with the flour.
Oh, I put it
Okay,
in the sink
I'm just
there.
gonna pour a little bit in here.
Sorry.
It's okay. I just pour a
Trying to
little
be
more.
efficient like Mike. And
That's okay. I just put a little bit more in here, and it's probably gonna take about probably less than a 1/4 cup more, but you want it a consistency. It's kind of like pancake batter. Oh yes, I didn't write this down. No, I didn't. I was going to say I put something else in here, but I didn't.
you need something to get that off
If
with?
you don't mind, yes. I don't want it too thin. I'm going to put a little bit more in it, though, because it does need a little bit more. I should have done this with a spoon. But that's okay. I'll
Yeah,
do it
thick
all.
batter tends to do that with the whisk, but
It's
it's
gonna be-
coming off.
It's going to get cooked. Good. And now I'll take a spoon, Linda.
Okay.
I won't use a spoon on this. I knew not to do this cornbread, especially if you're not. If it's thin, it's okay, but I don't want it thin. Now, put that in. See it for me, please.
There's both of them.
Yeah, see it both. And I'm gonna put this in one of our little. This is a pancake batter jar.
I love that. It's got the measurements on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really nice thick batter. It's gonna be great. Are you through with the buttermilk?
I am, thank you, because I'll be using it again in a few minutes.
I'm gonna check that to make sure it's not something
Okay.
important.
Oh, that's my fault. I want to turn it off.
Sorry about that.
Okay.
Turn it off.
All right, now this is our frozen cheese sticks. You want to cover the whole stick. This right here is panko. It's breadcrumbs, and I did put a teaspoon of cornstarch in this because that makes it to have a good crust on it.
Are you ready for me to
I'm
take the
ready.
lid off?
Yes, please.
That is hot.
Yeah, use a.
Hot holder.
Well, I can't even hold the stick. You ever pick up things, Linda, and drop it
Yes.
a half a dozen times?
When
Well,
it
that's-
starts, it's like that all the
Yes.
time.
And I'm going to roll it in panko. So it'll have that extra crunch.
Panko really is good for that.
Yeah.
And the cornstarch is too.
Yeah. I hope that oil's hot enough. I don't,
I think it is. It's
because this cheese is frozen and it will cool it off. But it's just something the kids in summertime, they're home, and so I just, because Carla mentioned that, I thought, well, I will just do that one day. We're going to do some chicken fried steak too this morning, but I just wanted to do a few of these little cheese sticks because Carla reminded me how much that they loved them. whenever.
always remember
Yeah.
something that they really like. I
Yeah,
got your plate ready.
it was a real treat to them.
And these pre-cut cheese, these individual cheese things are just perfect for this.
It is. I got my oil really hot.
I didn't know if you wanted those cones or not.
I do, yes. Thank you, Linda. I sure do. And this may be the cheese stick that I made the mistake on. Give me another spoon. The batter is not deep enough. I can't hardly get it over the top. Thank you, Linda.
You're welcome. You think that was ready to come
I
out?
think so. It looks like it. I don't want it too brown. But then you know what I was thinking about this morning?
Right.
You know, there's fires. It hadn't got that bad yet everywhere, but you know how we have these fires every year?
With
You remember?
the dry?
Yeah. And I live around woods all around me. And you remember that year that Bobby died? The day after he was buried, one of my granddaughters, you know how kids are, they, I don't know where they got it, but it was a cigarette lighter. And they went out there and dropped it. Somehow or another, they dropped it, and there's leaves and pine trees everywhere, and they was behind the house. And that fire got out of control. She come running in the house telling me the woods was on fire, and we couldn't imagine what in the world. And sure enough, I went out there, and oh man, and the wind was blowing. Remember that, Linda?
Well, I wasn't here.
Yeah, the wind was blowing. The wind was blowing so bad, and so of course our neighbors called the fire department, and it was just it was just a little small truck, and they worked and worked. My neighbors worked. We had everybody out there working, and my son had the water hose, and it was coming down towards the house. And Linda, and this is a God's truth. That fire, the wind was blowing, and it was getting closer and closer to my house. And it came probably about 12 yards, maybe. Not much at all. It was just going to be right in my backyard, which then would be my home. And I was out there and I was praying. The wind, you could see the wind blowing that fire right towards us. It was just a matter of time. Yeah, I'm sorry. I did the wrong thing, didn't I? I told you I can't talk and work. And Linda looks after me, don't she? And so the wind was blowing, and it was getting closer, and it was just puffing toward us. I stood out there, and this is the God's truth, and you can say faith or whatever you want to, but I started saying, in Jesus' name, let that change that wind. Jesus' name. And I said that about 3 times, and I want you to know, with my own eyes, I seen that wind blow. The fire shifted back towards the woods, and that is the gospel truth. And I want you to know, I still think about that today. Because how God changed that wind, and they got it under control. But it was a bad fire. It burnt the fence post.
Fire scares me.
It does me too. And but I want you to know that God changed the direction of that wind, and He did it in a matter of seconds.
And it was because you were
praying. And it was. I'm not kidding. We had neighbors and people from our church and all came because they knew I had just buried my husband, and they just coming to check and making sure I was okay. But I'm telling you, there's power in His name. There's power in Jesus' name.
It certainly is.
Thank you, Linda. I'm telling you.
You're welcome.
I can't talk and work if it wasn't for Linda. But that's what was on my mind this morning, so that's why I brought that up.
That oil has cooled down some.
It has, hasn't it? So
yes.
We're not going to do no more of those.
So I went ahead and took it all off of them, Mary. But
that's okay. I can put these back in the freezer. Let me put them in a baggie.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. The oil's getting cool.
These look
down.
Beautiful.
And I'm just doing them to show y'all anyway. So I'm just going to put these back in the freezer.
Well,
And
I was
just,
thinking
just
that-
don't throw that away. I'll
Okay.
fix some more later on.
Okay, I'll put it over here. I was thinking about Father's Day
Okay.
because it's Father's
is.
Day week.
It is.
And,
You wipe this off a
just
little bit.
thinking about all the dads and fathers in our
Yeah.
family. We never called Daddy Father.
No,
To us, that
no,
was just
it's
so
Daddy.
formal.
Yeah.
You know, Father to me is just, you know, and a lot of people do, and that is okay. That's just not what we grew up with. We grew up with Daddy and Mama.
Yeah.
Daddy grew up with Mama and Papa.
Right.
And
right.
I think Mom called just Mom and Pa, didn't she?
Yeah, I
she
think
did.
so. I think so.
So each generation now,
It's different.
young kids call their mom and daddy, they call them mom and dad, which
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine doing that when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But I'm sure that Daddy and them couldn't imagine us, you know,
Right.
so each generation
It's
changes.
different. It is.
But we certainly had a good daddy. We had
Yes.
good granddaddies, and
Yes.
we have our brothers are great daddies. Bobby was a good daddy. Y'all know
He
that
was.
Mike is not a daddy. If we'd had children, he would have been a great daddy.
Yes.
But we have some good daddies
We
in our
do.
family.
Yes, we do.
These
Yes, we
young
do.
ones I see all the time.
Chase Thompson, just our
Chase Thompson, Jace. I hate to even start naming them. Anthony,
right.
Josh, and we just have so many good
Yes,
ones
we
in our
do.
family.
Yes, we do.
Roy, I mean, I know I'll miss some and I'll hate it after I get through with this video.
we have
but-
good fathers in
but
our
we
family.
do.
Yes, we
and
do.
I'm thankful for
Yes.
it because not every child grows up
Right.
with a good father figure. I'm very well aware of that.
Right.
And it makes a big difference in a child's life. A child needs a mama and a daddy, and not all kids have that.
No, they
And-
don't.
And in some cases, it's for the best.
Yeah.
but
yeah.
but it's good when you do have both parents. That
Linda.
you grow up with both.
Do you
Don't
want to
that
taste?
look
You want a
good?
taste of this? Get a knife
I
and we'll
want
cut
a
it.
taste of it. I don't want to burn my mouth if that
I
cheese
know.
is hot.
Let me
You
show
get
you.
a fork.
Oops. These are our cheese sticks, and I'm
This
just gonna
looks
cut.
good.
I'm just gonna cut an end off here.
Okay. So did your kids eat that with anything, Mary? Did they dip it in mustard like a corn dog?
mustard or hot sauce, whatever you want to. You see, the cheese melts on the inside, and those was little. And honestly,
You want this off?
well, you
Or you
can,
wanna
but
leave
I'm
it
gonna
on?
I'm
You
gonna
wanna
fry
finish
some. I'm gonna do the steaks
Okay,
in this,
then we'll
but I
leave-
need to.
We're gonna need to add some oil.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Well, we
Or
can.
no?
I don't think it'd be
You're
enough.
the one doing it. I
I
don't know.
think it'd be enough.
Okay, well then don't add.
I'm
it
gonna
then.
add a little bit though, just to. Well, I'll tell you what. I really was gonna drain that because I don't want no meal. Let me drain that.
Mary,
all right,
that's
taste of this.
It's gonna be hard to do with that pot. That's hot, Mary.
That is.
This is delicious.
Yeah.
I don't understand why your
Oh.
kids like them.
The reason I was gonna cook it in the same pot is so they could see it on camera. That's the reason. I'm gonna pour this out over here. Until never spill it.
Okay. This is real good. I'm sure everybody doesn't want to see me eating.
And then I'm gonna throw this away that's in the bottom.
Okay. So back to the dads and the dads. If you have a dad, or if your daddy or dad or father or whatever you call your dad, or you have a father figure living, make sure that you acknowledge him Sunday.
Yes, absolutely.
We shouldn't wait till a special time of the
Absolutely.
year, whether it's a birthday or Father's Day, to acknowledge someone that's important to you. But please don't let the day go by. Don't be too busy that you can't acknowledge them in some way. You will not always have him. So make sure that you don't let the day go by until you do acknowledge him.
All right, I got her clean.
Okay, well that
I
was
cleaned
fast.
it. I cleaned it. Now I'm gonna strain.
Do you need me to hold the strainer, or
What did I do with the strainer? Here it is. Okay, if you'll hold the strainer for me.
Okay. Which
I'll
side
hold
do you want me to be on?
I guess you'll be on that side.
You're
I'll
going
get
to
on
pour
this
from
side.
there?
Yeah.
Okay.
This oil is still good, but I did not want that
Meal.
meal in my grease.
Yeah, if you ever get fried chicken or something from a restaurant and it's dark.
Okay. Now, I should have had a paper towel or something
That's
over
okay.
here.
That's okay. I can,
Here.
if you can do that, I'll wait.
Here, I'll get a paper. Here.
Thank you.
All right. Now I'll add a little more oil. I'm doing those steak fingers. It probably wouldn't need no more oil, but I'm going to put a little bit more. Now, I want this temperature to... this is that induction oven.
That one of our sweet followers sent us.
Yes. Okay. It won't take a little bit now to get it. I'm going to put the lid on it so it won't take as long. Get that hot again. I want to taste that cheese dog. Did you ever taste it?
Yes, I did. It's delicious.
I honestly, when I've done the kids, I cut it in bigger pieces of cheese. Those are little, yeah, thank you, Jesus. I actually cut it in bigger chunks of cheese. Those little sticks is really little. Now, this is going to get all in my teeth. Thank you, Lord. You like it? Mm-hmm. I'm going to set these aside. Thank you, Linda.
You're welcome.
Now I'm getting ready for my batter and my flour for the chicken.
Y'all know I use a lot of paper towel. I usually try to bring Mary some every so often. I used to go to people's house if I was going there to cook or finish a cake or something. I'd always take my own paper towel because I don't want people to think I'm using too much and I'd be afraid to use them, but I'm not afraid to use them at my sister's.
I got plenty of paper towels. I swallowed that cornbread wrong. I gotta get me a drink of water. Okay, 2 eggs.
I love these coating trays.
I do too. I use them more than I thought I would.
And they're so easy to store because they're flat. You can stack them in each other.
Yeah.
And it comes with the little mini tongs, and we wasn't using them a minute ago.
No,
I need
you
to
can-
get some more tongs out.
They're in the cabinet. There's some more, Linda. Okay, now I will switch gears and tell you what I've got. I got to put some buttermilk in this. Okay. This is chicken fried steak. Chicken fried steak, but I'm going to do it in little fingers and make some milk gravy. Because that's the way my grandkids live. They like to dip their steak into the gravy. So,
Kind of like the Dairy Queen.
yeah, the chicken fried, the steak baskets. I thought about doing French fries, but since I was doing so many
No.
things, this is flour for the steak that I'm cooking this morning. The flour is I put 1 1/2 cups of all-purpose flour, 2 teaspoons of pepper, no, 1 teaspoon of pepper, and 1 teaspoon of salt, a 1/2 teaspoon of I went ahead and mix this up to try to save time. I put smoked paprika, 1/2 teaspoon, a 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder, a 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder, a 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, and a 1/2 teaspoon of baking powders. And I need 1 1/2 cups of buttermilk. Would you get the 1/2 cup out for me, please,
Yes.
Linda? Right down there in that bottom drawer.
That's all right.
And shake my buttermilk up. I should be through with this cup, Linda.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And then a half. Well, that's just about right on that buttermilk.
Well, I should have.
I had to Linda had to have her stop to get some buttermilk.
Should have got a quart.
No, I had some, but I knew I didn't have enough. Thank you.
You through with this?
I'm through with it. Yes, thank you. Okay.
Are you through with the spices?
I am through with them. You can just put them right over there. I don't have room in my cabinet for all my spices. Yeah, Chuck built me a spice rack one time, but it sat on my counter and I needed the counter space. So I gave it back to, I used it for a long time and it wasn't big enough anyway. I have a lot of spices. I think I'm fixing to cool them down a little bit because there's certain spices I use all the time, and that is that sweet paprika, garlic, onion powder, Italian, and sweet basil. That's the main ones. That's the main ones that I use all the time.
Do you like to use the peppercorns? Our peppercorns? The grinder?
I do, but I don't know if it's my hand, my arthritis, or what. I just can't hardly grind them.
Well,
I've got it.
I love the peppercorns and
I'm gonna put some in the I'm gonna put some in the milk gravy.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So I got that. I don't know if they can see that or not. I mixed up. This is my buttermilk. 1.5 cups of buttermilk, 2 eggs. All right.
You ready for the steaks?
Yes, please.
I'll move this.
And what I do with my steak.
Now, did you use the meat tenderizer
No,
on these?
I bought these cube steaks already tenderized.
Okay.
And then I cut all the fat that I could. I see there's some gristle on it, but I cut a lot of the fat off because I didn't want no fat on them. Okay, and I dried them with a paper towel. So I made sure there wasn't no moisture in it, is what I'm saying. And then, where's the little salt and pepper? The salt and pepper.
Okay, I saw this.
I put salt and pepper, a teaspoon of salt and a teaspoon of pepper, and I just salt the steak. Now, salt and pepper is in the flour, but I also do this. Thank you, Linda, for helping me. I want to get, so, you know, the flour sometimes, you know, you don't get that much seasoning.
You know what I was thinking.
What are you thinking, Linda? Where's that?
I don't want anybody to think I'm saying a bad word, but remember when Mama used to say, "Don't stand there like a dunce"?
Yeah.
I was just standing there like a dunce. Good hell.
All right. Okay.
I haven't even looked up the word of that, but I think I know what it means.
All right. I'm not going to salt them up with pepper on both sides. Then I'm going to drench them in this, you know what? I forgot, but that's okay. I usually let them, we don't really have time, I don't think. Let's get another pan to put them on. Right here, Linda, just get one right out of there. I'm trying to keep this so y'all can see, and it's almost like it's, you know, can't see good enough. But anyway, maybe we can, I don't want to knock them off.
You want some paper towel on it?
If you don't mind, yes, please. Just pat that flour. I want a good crust. So I just pat that flour on there.
Does this need to be doubled or just one?
It'll probably be enough. And then just kind of, I know y'all know how to do chicken fried steak, but since might be a young couple, might be a young person on there that don't, so on the...
Well, you know, Mary, people get used to cooking the same things all the time.
Yeah.
And they may have cooked these, but it might have been
Yeah.
like 15 or 20 years ago that you cooked them. Instead of running to the Dairy Queen and waiting in line, just make your own.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, the last time I bought some at Dairy Queen, I didn't like it.
Well,
I don't know if it's just cause I like my own cooking or what, but it did not taste good. I tell you what, it tasted like it had been freezer burnt or old or something. I mean, I almost went and told the manager that they need to to get some fresh steak in there or something.
I like
It did
I
not
like to
taste
know
good.
what's in it. I like to know, that I prepared it, and we'll get something to eat or bring something home to eat. But if I have a choice, I'd much rather fix it myself.
Yeah, I used to cook a whole lot more than I do now. I just don't cook as much now because
Well, you're the only one here, and
yeah,
and
it's-
let your kids come in. And
I don't like cooking just for myself. And so
do I need to check that oil?
you can.
Blow up.
Do you think it's hot enough?
It's smoking, but I'll put the lid back on it. It's not going to be long. You're going to be putting
No.
something in there, and that's going to cool it down.
And it's probably better if you let this. We're going to be putting in there shortly, but I'm telling you, it does work better to after you flour them to let them set and soak that flour in, and then if it's too much moisture shows, just dip them in the flour again.
Yeah, it's kind of like you're letting them dry out,
yes,
right?
Yes. So we don't have time to do that this morning, but you can do that if you really want a good crusty crust. You would let them set for a few minutes after you put the flour on there.
Now, you got cornstarch in here too, right?
Linda, I can't remember if I put cornstarch in there or not. I intended to, but I don't remember. I don't remember, Linda. I intended to.
Well, you probably did.
I hope I did. Because cornstarch does make it.
Yes, it doesn't take much,
yeah.
but it makes a difference. Mary, we didn't mention this before we started, and it's not time for the birthday drawing. That's not until the first of the following month.
Yeah,
but,
first Tuesday of the next month.
We have lots of people, and when I say lots, I mean lots of people ask us to say happy birthday to them or to a loved one. And we laugh about this, and it's not always funny, but sometimes it's funny. We might say something, and then we forget we said it. We're not trying to
We may
lie
tell
to
you that
y'all.
we're going to say happy birthday on the 20th of the month, and then we forget.
And we're not trying to, to be dishonest by no means, but we literally have hundreds and thousands of people that text us on a daily basis, and we lose them. I mean,
Yeah.
you have to scroll back like for hours to find them. So I want to cover this right now in case I forget next week. I know we have a certain person that her mother watches us a lot, and you'll know who it is. Her birthday is the 22nd, and I know that because it's the same day as my husband's. So happy birthday to our follower,
Yes.
our viewers'
Yes.
mom that asked us to say happy
Right.
birthday. I apologize that I don't remember her name. And happy birthday. I know we got some birthdays
all.
today.
Yeah.
And to everybody that's
Right.
had a birthday or
In
that's
the
going to
month
have
of
a
June.
birthday this
My
month.
my
Happy
son's birthday,
My-
Chuck's birthday
Chuck's
is this
birthday
month.
and Mike's birthday
Yeah.
is this month. Mike warned me not to say anything about his.
He don't want.
I may get in trouble. He doesn't like attention being brought to himself. Speaking of, he wants a rhubarb pie.
He does.
And
You know
I
what?
can't find any rhubarb.
I've had several people say, "Can we make a rhubarb pie?" And I don't know. I don't know where you find it. I looked at a recipe the other day. I don't have one in our cookbook, but I don't guess I've ever made one. Linda,
I
have you?
haven't. No, he's asked me for years. He loves rhubarb. Rhubarb is not grown where we live. It's
Yeah.
grown, I think, in cooler climates, which would be up north.
That reminds me, whenever Linnell and I had that Pinky Mouse fried pie shop in Azle, 30-something years
Yeah.
ago, 32 or 33 years ago, we had a pretty little business selling fried pies, and we also made chicken pot pie. We got, because we got so many customers wanting a meal
Lunch,
for
yes.
lunch, we started doing some lunch too, but our main business was pies. And we had a call and come in and said, because we had a phone there, and they said, could we do a buttermilk pie? And Linnell, I forgot which one of us said, sure. I think it was me. I said, sure we can. Got off the phone, and Linnell and I both just laughed our head off and said, we've never made a buttermilk pie. But we knew we could do it. We
like
knew we could do it.
custard,
Yeah.
yeah.
And you know what? We made it, and I've made several of them since for us, and I like them. They don't taste like buttermilk. They're
That
really
would be
good.
something that Daddy,
Yeah.
the older generations love
Yeah.
custard pies.
Yeah. Yeah, and they're good. They really are. You can tell that. See
Yeah.
how the flour soaks through.
It soaks through. Yes, it is.
Okay, let me see here. That's probably enough to start with. And the oil should be hot.
Okay.
It doesn't take them long. You know, steak, you don't cook it long. So, I'm hoping that the oil is hot enough. I wish that's an induction oven that one of our friends, our followers, sent us. I wish it had a temperature on it, telling us, you know,
to
tell what
know
the temperature oil is. I got it set, but does it go off whenever it gets that point?
I'm not
I don't
sure.
know either.
I'm not
I wish
sure.
I knew.
And I've got a Wi-Fi booster ordered. I'm supposed to get it today. I'm hoping and praying that it works at my house. Y'all do not know how frustrating it is for me when I try to do a video, or when we try to do a video and it doesn't work, because y'all might not think we put a lot of work into this.
We try.
But I'm going to tell you something.
We try.
Us two old ladies work hard.
And something I want to say before I forget, because I'm liable to forget. I will be on at 1 o'clock on my Pampered Chef page. I'm going to be doing another drawing today. So if you don't have to be present, but I do like to know if somebody's watching.
And that's going to be around 1.
About 1 o'clock.
Okay.
I'm going to draw another.
And your page is Pampered Chef
with Mary Lumen, consultant. But my party link, where you get 2 entries for the drawing, is the same thing. No, it's not that.
No, it ends with
it ends in 0601. That's the beginning. That's when the party started. And so I'll give a price. I'll give a drawing away today, and then I'll give another one at the end of the month.
So what are you giving away today? Do you know? Is it a surprise?
No. I think I'm going to give. I said I was giving that deep dish, that 9x13 dish, away at the end of the month, but I'm thinking I'm going to give that away.
The baker? The deep baker?
Dish.
Oh,
I forgot.
that's so nice.
I think I'm going to give that away. I had to, I actually told people that's what's going to be at the end of the month, so I guess I better change my mind.
So y'all still got time to order or get a wish list?
It may not be the baker. It may be something else.
To get in
I didn't think it through. I didn't think it through before. I just have to go in there and get something that I've got so I can mail it.
And they get double entries if they order from the
From
party,
the party,
link that
yeah.
ends in 0601.
Right.
And if they order from your website
Linda,
or wish list, you get 1 entry.
Yeah. And Linda, she has her side is same. Well, yours don't have consultant
No,
on
mine
yours.
is Pampered Chef with Linda Pinkston Dalton.
Okay. All right, Linda. Let's get this frying. Is that too hot to touch?
I'll get it.
We're gonna try. Yeah, I think it's hot
It's
enough.
smoking.
See, just drop them in there. I think we'll do 3 at a time. You got some more tongs?
Yes, right here.
Okay. Yeah, 3 is about all that would fit in this. And I've got plenty of skillets, but I wanted to try to use that induction so y'all could see it better. I think you can see us and the
I think so
cup
too.
at the same time.
I think so.
Yeah, that's hot because it's getting done pretty fast.
And Mary, I'm so excited about Mama's manuscript, her book.
Oh yes, absolutely.
We are in the process of having it typed, and once it's typed, and our sweet cousin has volunteered to do this. She is very well qualified to type and edit it. She's going to be doing both, right, Mary?
Yes.
And once that's finished and it comes back to us, we have a few more things that we're going to add to it. And you know what I was thinking, Mary?
What?
You know the book that Mama wrote about Daddy to their grandchildren?
Yes.
I want to look through that and see
Okay.
if there's something in there that we want to add to the book. In the
Okay.
back.
Okay. Yeah.
And then we're going to.
Well, now Karen's got that too, don't she? Won't she have that too? That
No,
part?
no.
She don't. She just has Mama's story.
She just has her story.
Didn't have what Mama said about all her kids and
No, it has that in there.
Oh, okay.
It has, but Mama wrote this little book, remember?
Oh, that's
I
right.
think
That's
it's in
right.
that
Yes.
box. I
Yes.
think you have it.
No, I don't think I don't have that. I got one, but
Okay.
that she gave to all of us individually.
Individually.
Yes.
And then we're going to write, Mary and I are going to write, and we're hoping that our siblings will too, write something in the back of the book, so it'll have a little bit more to it.
Yeah.
And then once we get our new website built, which is under construction right now, we're going to have that book, and we get it back, we're going to
Yes.
have it available for
Yes.
sale. It's a book of inspiration,
Yes.
and if y'all have not heard us talk about Mama's story, it's
Yes.
absolutely incredible. Ooh, that looks good. Oh, it's better than Dairy Queen.
I know it's better than Dairy Queen. At least the last one I got.
Now, our brother, Charles, he loves Dairy Queen.
He sure
He'll go.
does.
I've heard Eddie say you go 50 miles out of
He'll
the way
go.
off the interstate to find a Dairy Queen.
Yes, it will. All right, what we're going to do is cook these that I've got dressed here, that I've got floured. I got more to cook, but I'm not going to do it online because I'm going to make some gravy.
So you're making the gravy over there,
No,
right?
I'm gonna make
You're
it
make it here in this pot? Oh,
That's why I'm
okay.
burning that grease. I didn't want that.
Okay.
All I wanted was that steak stuff in the bottom. I'll just pour that same grease over here.
Okay.
Let me put this. Yeah, I need this. It doesn't matter because I'm gonna drain it again anyway. I'll strain it later. But I think these are probably done.
Oh, and you know what? The pie's already been cooking for almost
Yeah, the
40
pie's
minutes.
almost done.
Almost
So
40
we're
minutes.
gonna, for this hour, we're gonna have cheese sticks and fried
Steak fingers?
steak fingers and gravy and blueberry pie.
That sounds really
All
good.
in 1 hour.
That's pretty good, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it is. That's pretty good. If I have to say so.
It's real good.
Of course, that's not counting the preparation.
Right. She worked all morning getting this together and probably
mixed
no
up a
telling
bunch
how
of
long
time.
yesterday buying the
It
stuff.
did take.
There's a lot more to this than y'all think it
didn't
is.
take.
Believe me.
It did take
It's
that
funny
long.
because y'all have heard of armchair quarterbacks. You know, if any of y'all are sports fans, my husband is, so I've got about 41 years experience with listening to that.
Well, my husband was a football fan too.
Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not good.
That's why whenever my kids was little, I had to make sure that they was quiet and out of the room. I usually go shopping is what I do. If it wasn't nothing but window shopping.
I did that for years, Gary.
Did you? Yeah.
But it's
The
real
grease.
it's real easy to sit back in what do you call it, in virtual land or whatever
Yeah.
it's called, and
Yeah.
tell us how to do something. But when you're in real life doing it, it's a little bit different story.
Right. We didn't let that oil get quite hot enough.
That second time.
Yeah, that second
Yeah.
time, so it's going to take a little bit longer. But
But that's okay.
I just turned it up. See?
Those look gorgeous.
And they're pretty big.
They
Pretty
are.
big. I could have made them smaller.
Two of them's probably like a
Oh,
steak
yeah.
dinner basket
Oh,
that
yeah.
you get 4 or 5
Yeah.
of.
Yeah,
if
I
you
get them
bought
kind of big. But I turned the oil up, so I should have, instead of dropping them in there, I should have got it, let it get a little bit hotter. But
I found a place for some purple whole peas. There's actually a fruit stand on 80 between Longview and Hallsville that I'm going to go back by there today and get some. They were out the other day. And then this lady in Louisiana, she's supposed to be shipping me some.
oh, she's shipping them to you?
Yes, she's shipping them to me. The only thing with that is I have to pay shipping, and they're already
Well, I'm
expensive.
going to wait because I do know I'll find some around here. I want some fresh purple heart.
Yeah.
Is that what you ordered?
Yeah, they're fresh.
Okay.
They take them out and shell them and put them in bags and flash freeze them. So, but I cooked those butter beans the other day, and oh my goodness, that's the first time I've had any fresh speckled butter beans in many a year.
I love
And
those
those
fresh
tomatoes,
beans.
It was so good.
I know it was. I know it was.
And I eat fresh vegetables. I just really need cornbread.
Me too.
I think Mike grew up eating light bread with his. With Mike
Really?
and
He doesn't
yes.
eat cornbread with his kids?
No.
Is that right?
He doesn't eat bread much at all anyway. But,
I love my cornbread.
I got to have cornbread if I'm eating butter beans and cheese.
I don't cook cornbread as often as I did when Bobby was alive, but he could eat it. That's about the only kind of bread he liked, and he wanted cornbread every day.
Daddy
He wanted
liked cornbread too. Daddy made good.
And I made a lot of cornbread.
And Mom and Daddy's birthday is coming up
Yes,
next
it
month.
is.
So
Yes,
we
it
got to
is.
get to the cemetery to put
Yes.
some fresh flowers on the grave.
Yes.
The grave. And we need to go to Lufkin
And you go to Lufkin and pick up.
and Lufkin and Nacogdoches and Serena. So we're going to do that very soon. That little gadget I bought works. We'll just take that with us and maybe we can have some success on the road.
Your little adapter, whatever
It's
called.
a booster, a Wi-Fi booster.
Yeah.
Some of it off there because I don't know if it's going to work or not, but I'm going to find out.
I'm gonna let that fire get that oil get a little bit hotter before I drop those others in there.
Yeah, those look really good.
You know, I could just go ahead and take the burner up and make the gravy down. I think I will. Okay.
So you want me to move this?
Yeah, just move that. That's enough
What
cooked.
can I do to help you?
Just
strain
move that and yeah, we don't have to strain that now. But this is a chicken fingers, chicken steak fingers. I can't even talk. All right. I'm not straining this, Linda. I'm just gonna pour
Okay.
what I need out of here.
Okay.
Because I'll strain it later after it gets a little warm.
You need something to work that off with, don't you?
Yes, paper towel, please. Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Did I get it off? No. Yeah, I think it is. I moved that. Now I'm gonna put some flour in there. I guess I would measure this. So that's about 4 tablespoons of oil. Well, it's probably more than that, to tell you the truth. How much oil? You put equal parts of oil, equal parts of flour.
And you can kind of tell you need the spatula, don't you? I'm not doing very much to help
Oh,
you.
that's okay.
Which one do you want?
I want the whisk. I'm gonna use
Oh,
that
you want
whisk.
whisk, okay.
What did I do with it?
Oh,
That's why that's why I had that whisk out. It wasn't for that what I used it for. I had this whisk out for this.
Okay.
All the goodies off of the.
Are you going to need a boiler with some water in it?
You
Are
can
you
do
gonna
that
use
for me.
milk?
I'm going to use milk. I'll use some water, but I am going to use milk.
Okay, I don't even know where your boilers are.
Okay. That's the pie.
Right now. Yep, that's the pie. I did it out.
I don't get my peppermint still in it.
Do you need a...
I just want to cook this. I do not want this. I don't necessarily want the flour in here to brown other than just cooking. I'm just wanting it to cook. I left the drippings in the bottom where the flour was. I left that in here.
Do you want the oven on?
Yes, please. So the pie got done?
It looks done to me.
Okay. All right.
Does it look okay?
Yeah, it looks fine, Linda. Thanks.
Okay.
I'm gonna put a little bit of cream in there too. But
And I never did get you anything to put water in, so.
that's all right. I forgot to put salt and pepper in this.
Is this just salt and pepper here?
Yeah, I just use that. Thank you, Linda.
You need more? You're welcome.
I don't know. I'll have to taste it and see. I'm using canned milk. Oh, you warming some water or not?
haven't.
That's okay. Just use. I'll just get some hot water out of the.
I'm like a chicken with my head cut off.
Well, that's okay. I know how you feel though, because it's the way it is when I'm at your house sometimes. Well, whenever, what it is, if some of y'all say, why is she not doing no more than what she's doing? When we're at each other's house, the person that, with the house, we're the one that
Takes the lead.
takes the lead because we know what we're cooking and getting it all prepared. So it's not that one of us is doing more than the other one. It's just the way it is.
It's just easier that way,
Yeah.
right?
It is. It's easier to whoever's house that you're at because you got all. You can have all the stuff ready because, like this chicken fried steak, you know, if she was doing it, most of it, she'd have to bring all that stuff to my house and get it prepared when I can have it prepared and she can what we're cooking before we get there.
And we did that last year.
We did that. We did that for
And
months
it was
last year.
hard carting all this
Yes.
stuff back and forth to
Yes.
each other's house, and we just
Right.
decided we were going to do it different.
That's enough. Let that boil and then I'll put a little bit of. Let me see if I can put that down a little bit more and a little closer.
That's going to be some good gravy.
I love milk gravy.
I do too. Mom used to make milk gravy a lot.
Yeah. But I use canned milk when I'm making milk gravy. And I'm gonna use some of that whipping cream too. But
It's richer than
yeah,
regular milk.
Yeah, it is. If I had half and half, I'd probably use that. But I don't. Make sure it's yeah, that's what it is, July.
We always smell milk. It's just a habit we have.
Thank you. Yeah, that's enough. So I put a little bit of heavy cream in there, but half and half would probably be just as good. If I was just using canned milk, I would use more water than I did. But since I'm using some of that half and half, I mean heavy cream, I know that's gonna need some more pepper.
I got your thing here.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to see
Yeah,
it grind it?
I do.
It's hard for me to
It's
grind.
not hard at all. You tell me how many turns you want.
Okay. Well, see, now you get the pepper out of there.
Yeah.
I just don't seem to get it enough out of there. Thank you, Linda.
You're welcome. I love mine. I use mine.
I like a lot of pepper
Mike
in-
does
on the
too.
white
He
gravy.
He fills that pepper thing up ever so often because we use it a lot. It's so fresh you can smell it when
Yeah.
you're grating it. It smells so good.
Oh.
It's kind of like you're in a restaurant and they'll do the cracked pepper, or like if you're at Olive Garden, they'll grate the fresh Parmesan cheese.
It's going to show in the pie.
Does that look good?
That's our little peach cobbler. I'm not peach cobbler.
Blueberry.
Blueberry cobbler we used with the little cake mix this morning.
It
So
looks-
it's ready.
And you could do that with other fruit too.
Oh
couldn't
yeah, any fruit.
You can
any
use
fruit.
peaches or apples.
And
or,
if you didn't want to use just fresh berries, you could use like pie filling, blueberry pie filling, or
blackberries.
yeah,
And you can buy that fruit frozen in the store.
yeah,
I prefer frozen if I can't have fresh
yeah.
or frozen that I put up myself. I prefer frozen to canned. To me,
Yeah.
it has a better
Yeah,
texture. to
yeah,
it.
it is. The frozen's better. So I'm just gonna let that boil just a few minutes because it'll thicken up.
That looks so good.
But didn't that look good?
You can always tell when gravy's going to be good, and that gravy looks delicious.
I'm gonna taste it to see about the salt and the pepper. Need some salt.
Okay. And
If
Mary,
I say it needs salt, it needs salt. You what, Linda?
I was going to say hello to Addie and to the
Oh,
other little
yeah.
girl that came to Mississippi. And if anybody knows her name, please let us know. I could see her face. I cannot remember her name. And also Michelle in the Metroplex area in Dallas-Fort Worth. her grandchildren. Hi to them. They're going to, I believe they're going to be going on a little vacation soon. And hi kids from Pinky Malls.
Yes. Linda, I think I'll let you put some more pepper in there.
Okay.
I like a lot of pepper in my gravy, especially the white gravy. Thank you. You might not have to add gravy to it,
I
Ricky.
might not. Oh, that smells so good.
She,
I love that pepper. My little ladle.
ladle is. I know I got one, but I don't know. I thought we got 3 ladles, but that's all right. I'll use a big spoon. That's not a very big spoon, but anyway.
You're through with the water, right?
I'm through with the water, Linda. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, that could cook a little bit longer and it'll get thick, but I want it thin so I can dip. All right, let's get some little bowls, Linda.
Okay.
Put us some gravy in it. I make so much noise.
I do too.
My kids.
I used to be quiet in the kitchen, but not anymore. I know how Mama felt. She always made noise in the kitchen.
We'll fix us a plate with a little bowl of gravy. I'm telling you, I bang them cabinet doors around like, well, I'm going to get a bigger spoon. Sorry about that.
That'll work.
Like I said, I have
Do you
lettuce.
have the Pampered Chef ladle?
I sure do.
If y'all have never seen these utensils, they are nice utensils. They're not baby. This is one of them Mary's using here.
I don't know where. You know what? I might have that ladle and that stuff I carried to the reunion.
Oh, you
I
might
haven't
have.
unpacked it. It's still in the Tupperware containers. But anyway, this is what we're gonna have. You know what? We should make us some toast.
Oh, I don't need no toast. But don't that look good?
Yeah, I think that's too close to the camera. Anyway, this is the gravy, the milk gravy, and
We've
got blueberry cobbler
for dessert
for dessert.
and cheese
And
sticks.
cheese sticks for a snack if we wanted.
We're covered.
Yeah. We just did a variety of things this morning. And they're all kind of quick and simple. We try to get it in an hour, so we tried to make it last an hour. And I think you did a pretty good job,
We're
didn't
pretty
we?
close. Yep, we're just a couple minutes.
Thank y'all so much for staying tuned. It don't seem like we've been on there very long, Linda.
No, it doesn't. Thank y'all for watching us, for loving us, supporting us. Count your blessings.
Yes.
And we love y'all.
We
and
love y'all.
Lord willing, we'll see y'all next Tuesday.
That's right. And don't forget, 1 o'clock, I'll be on my other page.
Oh, that's right. And
Thank
I'll
you.
probably be on tomorrow, depending on what transpires through the day. So, bye.
Bye-bye. Love y'all.
Love you.